Neith, also spelled Neit, was one of the oldest gods of ancient Egypt. She was worshipped early in the pre-dynastic period as the goddess of the creation or cosmos, fate, wisdom, water, rivers, mothers, childbirth, hunting, weaving, and war. But what part did she play in the Egyptian mythology? What's her relationship with the Greek goddess Athena? And when did people stop worshipping her? Watch this video till the end to find out. Neith was said to be the first and the prime creator. She created the universe and all it contains and governs its functions. She was the patron goddess of size in the Nile Delta and was one of the most popular goddesses of Lower Egypt. She was considered a great protector of the people of the land and an effective mediator between humanity and the gods. Neith was portrayed as a woman wearing the red crown of Lower Egypt, occasionally holding or using a bow and arrow or sometimes a harpoon. She was said to create the weapons of the warriors and guard their bodies when they died. She shoots her arrows into the enemies of the dead and often appears as a Uriyu snake to drive off intruders and those who would harm the deceased. In some ancient Egyptian creation myths, Neith was identified as the mother of the sun god Ra and a giant serpent who embodied chaos and was the opponent of light and Maat. Maat refers to the ancient Egyptian concepts of truth, balance, order, harmony, law, morality, and justice. Due to a pep serpentine shape, he was said to have originated from Ra's umbilical cord. She was also viewed as the mother of Sobek, the crocodile deity. In the story of the contendings of Horus, Neith was the one who interceded in the kingly war between Horus and Set and settles the question of who will rule Egypt and, by extension, the world. She recommended Horus to rule. Because of this, she is always represented as being extremely wise. According to some variations of the Horus and Set myth, Neith seduced Set, while Horus healed after Set removed his eyes. Later she would give him the Semitic goddesses Neit and Astarte as consorts. She also becomes related to Osiris and watches over his mummified body to keep it secure from Set so that Isis and Nephthys can revive him. In still other myths, it is Neith, not Isis, who is the mother of Horus. She was sometimes considered the wife of Canaan and sometimes was associated with the source of the river Nile. Canaan was the god of the source of the Nile and was thought to be the creator of the bodies of human children. Canaan was one of the earliest known Egyptian deities. Neit stands watch over DUAMUTEF, one of the four sons of Horus, who guards the canopic jars in the tombs, and also appears alongside Osiris, Anubis, and Thoth as a just judge of the dead in the afterlife. As the goddess of creation and weaving, she was said to reweave the world on her loom daily. She was sometimes seen as a virgin mother goddess, having no husband. Proclus Lysias, the greatest Neoplatonic philosopher of the 5th century AD, wrote that the Adidon of the temple of Neith in size, of which nothing now remains, carried the following inscription: I am the things that are, that will be, and that have been. No one has ever laid open the garment by which I am concealed. The fruit which I brought forth was the sun. Her worship began in Lower Egypt around the city of Sais, and she is thought to have originally been a goddess of hunting. The earliest depictions of her show her with a bow and arrows. By the time of the early dynastic period, she had gained various names, like Neithites, Neith is victorious. So there's no doubt that she became a war goddess from a hunting goddess in the early dynastic period. By the time of the Old Kingdom, she was considered a wise veteran and the dependable mediator of the gods and between the gods and humanity. According to one myth, Neith was present at the beginning of creation and gave rise to the primordial mount, the Ben-Ben, upon which the sun god Ra stood to complete the task. Neith then founded her city of Sais, giving to Adam the remaining business of inventing all else. At the end of the Ptolemaic dynasty, Neith's role as a creative force was still recognized. She was called the personification of the fertile primeval waters, the mother of all snakes and crocodiles, and the great mother who instituted giving birth when there had been no childbirth before. She's associated with goddess Astarte of Phoenicia and, through her, Tishtar of Mesopotamia. Herodotus claims that the people of Sais were deeply devoted to Neith as the creator and conserver of all and linked her with the Greek goddess Athena. The Greek philosopher Plato also comments on the link between Neith and Athena in his Dialogue of Timaeus, where he writes, "The citizens of Sais have a deity for their foundress. She is called in the Egyptian tongue Neith, and is asserted by them to be the same whom the Hellenes call Athena." Neith is said to be the creator of both Ra and his archenemy Up, the serpent monster. She is depicted as destroying her child Up to protect Ra and, at the same time, creating him. In all of this, balance was achieved. In the same way, Neith invented birth and gave life to humanity, but was also there at someone's dying to help them alter to the new world of the afterlife. So, as with many Egyptian deities, Neith turned into a part of someone's existence from their birth through their loss of life and on into the afterlife. In some of her iconography, she is pictured with 3 heads representing 3 points of view, and as a woman representing both male and female, further showing her association with balance. A great festival was held annually in honor of Neith, which was called the Feast of Lamps, in which her devotees burned a multitude of lights in the open air all night so that the whole of Egypt would be illuminated during the celebration, according to the Greek historian Herodotus. These lamps were thought to mirror the stars in the night sky, which were claimed to be either deities or paps to those deities. People believed that they could see and speak with their departed friends and family members at this festival. There's no doubt that Neith was one of the popular and widely worshipped goddesses of ancient Egypt. Although many of her attributes were given to other goddesses like Isis and Hathor, her worship never declined. What are your thoughts about this Egyptian goddess? Leave a comment. If you enjoyed this video, tap the thumbs up icon, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button and tap the bell icon. I will see you again in a new video with a new topic to explain. Thanks for watching.